in the NFL, and we're playing OwnersBox, and we got our top 5 tight ends for you. Soda's still out sick, but hopefully he's back next week. If you haven't played OwnersBox yet, best place to play daily fantasy sports. Tight end is the worst thing you have to draft. You don't have to draft a defense or a kicker because it is super flex. And if you haven't played it yet, use the link in our description. You can use code MENLY, and they're matching deposits up to $500. That's $500 to play fantasy sports. It's as good as it gets. But we're going to jump right into it. First off, with our honorable mentions at the tight end position, we have the Ravens tight ends as our honorable mentions this week. Tough to put him in there just because Mark Andrews is questionable. He logged another limited practice. If he does play, obviously a top play at the tight end position. If he doesn't, Isaiah Likely is a top play at the tight end position because he's cheap, gets a lot of targets. They're down bad at receiver. Ravens tight ends are our 2 honorable mentions. But let's jump into the top 5. At number 5, we have New England Patriots tight end Hunter Henry. He only cost $4,000. Pretty decent punt play. Led the Patriots in receiving yards last week. Jets give up the 5th most receptions to tight ends in the league, so it's not a bad option. Hunter Henry this week is our number 5 play at the tight end position. Moving on to number 4. With a name you probably have not heard, and that's Jack Stoll. And I don't have a ton to say about him. Haven't heard much about him. He hasn't played much. But Dallas Goedert got hurt last week. He expects to return in mid-December. So we have Jack Stoll going against the Indianapolis Colts. Let's take a look at who they have at tight end. They have this Calcaterra. I'm sorry, I probably butchered that name. But Jack Stoll is listed as their number 1 tight end on the depth chart, and he's only $3,500. So he's just a good punt play. So if you're looking to punt the tight end position, Jack Stoll is a very good option. Next up, we have another backup tight end. We love backup tight ends this week, but Foster Moreau is above average backup tight end. The Raiders, there's just one way to describe them. It's how my parents often describe me, and it's just disappointing. All right, Foster Moreau and the Raiders have been disappointing this year. I don't think there's a team more disappointing than the Raiders, but Foster Moreau had that touchdown last week, 4 targets, 3 receptions. Just like every tight end, he's cheap. He's only $4,200. A lot of times in these super flex lineups, you have to get 2 tight ends. So Foster Moreau is a decent option, gets a decent amount of targets. Foster Moreau is our number 3 tight end this week. At number 2, Cole Kmet. It's like Justin Fields just woke up and realized he existed all of a sudden. Cole Kmet has been unreal the last 3 weeks. He's had 5 touchdowns the past 3 weeks. He'll probably be very, very heavily owned on OwnersBox this week. But $4,400 Cole Kmet for 5 touchdowns in the last 3 weeks. Cole Kmet is our number 2 play. And that brings us to number 1. So it's another week of football. It's another week without Travis Kelce on the slate. I think this is 3 or 4 weeks without having him on there. So our number 1 play is Vikings tight end TJ Hawkinson. In his first 2 weeks with the Vikings, he's already gotten 4 red zone targets, which is insane. Kirk Cousins loves targeting this guy. He made some huge plays in the game of the year last week against the Bills. TJ Hawkinson is an unreal talent, and it's starting to show more. Look at these 2 games with the Vikings compared to his games with the Lions. Yeah. TJ Hawkinson's the number 1 play this week, and Justin Jefferson is battling a toe injury. If that holds him out at all, TJ Hawkinson is going to be even more valuable this week if Jefferson is limited at all with that toe injury. So to recap, our top 5 tight ends over on OwnersBox this week: number 5, Hunter Henry; number 4, Jack Stoll; number 3, Foster Moreau; number 2, Cole Kmet; and our number 1 tight end this week is TJ Hawkinson. We hope everybody has a great week over on OwnersBox. We hope to see Sam back next week, and stay manly, everybody.